various examples on Cauchy residue theorem. So let us recall what we need required for a Cauchy residue theorem. So we need a formula to be used to find out the residue of a function at various poles, right? If we have a simple pole, then what is to be used for evaluating the residues, and if we have a pole of order n, then what should be the formula to be used, right? So before that, I would like to mention here the necessity of Cauchy residue theorem, or the question may come in your mind, why one should use a Cauchy residue theorem, what is the requirement, right? So it is the method to solve the integration of complex functions, right? So as we have already did one of the methods to evaluate the integrals, that is using Cauchy integral formula, right? So if that method is already there, then why one should use one more method, right? So the earlier method has a drawback. What is a drawback? If you remember, the process which we have used in Cauchy integral formula is that we have to define a function, right? F of z. Now how this function f of z is defined? So it is defined as a numerator and a part of the integrand or the poles which is going outside the circle, right? So we have to see where does the pole lies, whether it lies inside or lies outside, and according to that you will have to define a function f of z, right? So this is this you find easy when the given integrand has a only finite number of poles, right? But if suppose you will have an infinite number of poles, and out of which only few will lie inside the circle and many of them will lie outside the circle, so will it be possible for you to define such functions f of z? So obviously answer is no, right? So it means we'll have to, in the Cauchy integral formula, we need a poles inside the circle as well as we need a pole outside the circles, right? So we find it difficult. So in order to avoid this, we have a method that is called as a Cauchy residue theorem. So what we do in a Cauchy residue theorem, so our complete evaluation is depends upon only the poles which lies inside the circle, right? We never bother about the poles which lies outside the circle, right? So that's why, as compared to Cauchy integral formula, this is the best method to be used for evaluation of the complex integral, right? So let us see how to solve the examples by using the Cauchy residue theorem. So let us have the first example. So the first example is evaluate So what I'll do, I'll solve So evaluate integral over c of sin z upon z into cos z, where c is mod of z equal to 2. Isn't it? So this is the problem which we want to solve, right? Now here, remember, here method is not mentioned. Means you have the choice, either you can use the Cauchy integral formula or by you can use the Cauchy residue theorem, right? So here we will use the Cauchy residue theorem. So let us see how to solve this example by Cauchy residue theorem. So circle is obviously C is given by mod of z equal to 2 with its center as 0, 0 and radius is 2. This you know very well, right? How to find the center and radius. Okay, so we'll draw the circle with center at origin, that is 0, 0, and we'll measure 2 unit distance on left as well as right. So what you will have? You will have this type of circle, right? Assume that it is a circle I know that I am weak in drawing. Okay, so this is x, y. Okay, this is the point 2, 0, and this one will be minus 2, 0. So this is our circle C, curve C. Okay, now after this, let us find the poles. So poles are given by equating denominator to 0. So here we want to find out what are the values of z which will make this function not defined, right? So that is given by denominator equated with 0, right? So what you will have? So you will have z as 0 as well as cos z is equal to 0, right? Cos z is equal to 0. Now see here, cosine function, this trigonometric function is 0 at, it is 0 at pi by 2, 0 at 3 pi by 2, 5 by 2, 7 pi by 2. So at infinite number of angle it will be 0. So what is that generalized angle? So that generalized angle is nothing but cos of 2n plus 1 times pi by 2. So we write the angle for which the cosine function is 0 is this one, where n takes the value 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and so you can verify it. Who put n as 0? What you will get? This is 0 plus 1, so 1 times pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 is 0. Like this, right? So this implies z is 0 and cos z is 0. From this we will obtain the value for z. So what it will be? Z will be equating the angle. So what we have? 2n plus 1 times pi by 2, right? Where n takes the value 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and so on. Okay, so now put the particular values of n over here, right? So what we get? So we get first point as it is mentioned here 0. If I put n as 0, so what it will be? Pi by 2. Put n as 1, so 2 into 1, 2 plus 1, 3. So it is 3 pi by 2. Put n as minus 1. So what it will be? Minus pi by 2. Like this we will have the angles, right? And these are infinite in number, right? So how many poles we are getting here? How many poles we are getting? We are getting infinite number of poles. And if you observe the values taken by z, it is taking z only once, pi by 2 only once, 3 pi by 2 also once. So all these infinite number of poles are simple in nature, isn't it? Right. So this implies f of z has simple pole, infinite number of simple pole. Right. Now let us, once we get a pole, let us plot them, right? See where does it lies, whether inside or outside. We are interested in only those poles which are lying inside. So once we get that, we will work out the residue. Okay. So z equal to 0 is this. Okay. Now z equal to pi by 2 means it is same as x is equal to pi by 2, y 0. Okay. So pi by 2 means 3.14. Value of pi is 3.14 by 2. So 3.14 divided by 2, that will be 1.7 something. Okay. Okay, you can calculate that. 3.14 divided by 2. So that will be 1.7 something. So that will be obviously inside the circle because radius of the circle is 2, 0. So here just close to 2 we will have the point z equal to pi by 2. Then 3 pi by 2, obviously 3 into 3.14, 9.14 divided by 2, that will be 4.5 something. That goes outside, right? So this goes outside. Similarly minus pi by 2, if pi by 2 is lies inside, so on the opposite side we will have z equal to minus pi by 2, right? And all other poles except these 3 poles, all other poles will lie outside the circle, right? So therefore only pole at z equal to 0, pi by 2 and minus pi by 2 lies inside C. So we need to find out the residue at these poles only, and all these are simple pole, right? So let us find the residue. I hope this much is clear to you all. Okay, so let us move to the next part. So let us find the poles at z equal to 0, z equal to pi by 2 and z equal to minus pi by 2. Okay. Now residue of f of z at z equal to 0. So we will put 0, right? So this is residue of f of z at z equal to 0. So that is given by, according to the formula, it is limit as z tends to a. What is a here? A is 0. Okay. Of z minus a. A is again 0 into f of z. Right? So the formula is, just recall the formula, residue at z equal to a is nothing but limit at z tends to a of z minus a into f of z. So if you observe here, so a is nothing but 0, right? Now substitute f of z. Now note first difference related with the Cauchy integral formula, right? Here we don't have to define f of z. Okay, no need to define f of z. F of z will be by default the integrand, right? The function which is to be integrated. So what is that function over here is nothing but, so it is z simply, function to be integrated is sin z upon z cos z, right? This is our function to be integrated. We will substitute this. Now there will be cancellation, z will get cancelled. So we are left with sin z upon cos z. Just apply the limit. Sin z upon cos z, put z as 0 over here. Right, so sin 0 is 0, whereas cos 0 is 1. 0 by 1, what you will have is 0. Right? So this is what we have. So call it as equation number 1. So we have not now obtained the first residue. Let us obtain the second residue. So residue of f of z at, what was the second pole? That is z equal to pi by 2. Okay? So f of pi by 2. So that is equal to limit z tends to pi by 2. At pi by 2 we are evaluating. So z tends to pi by 2. Then it is z minus pi by 2. A is here pi by 2 according to this formula into f of z. And why we are applying this formula? Because all these poles are nothing but a simple pole, right? So we will apply. Now substitute f of z. So limit z tends to pi by 2. Then it is z minus pi by 2 into f of z is sin z upon z into cos z. Right? Just substituting this. Now what you will observe here? Apply the limit. Put z as pi by 2 over here. Z as pi by 2 over here. Right? So what you will have? So this becomes 0. Right? And when z is pi by 2, so cos pi by 2 is also 0. So what it is? It is nothing but 0 by 0 form. Right? It is a 0 by 0 form. So when we get 0 by 0 form, we will have to apply L'Hospital's rule. So let us apply L'Hospital's rule. So it is equal to limit z tends to pi by 2. According to L'Hospital's rule, what we do? We will differentiate numerator independently and denominator also. Right? So differentiate numerator. Here we will apply what? A product rule. Here also product rule. Right? So it is z minus pi by 2 as it is first function. Derivative of sin z. Derivative of sin z is cos z. Plus. Now derivative of z minus pi by 2 is 1. And then second function sin z as it is. So it is sin z. Upon. Now here again differentiate denominator by using product rule. So what we have? First function as it is, derivative of cos z is minus sin z, and then derivative of first function that is z is 1 and then cos z as it is, right? So this we are getting by L'Hospital's rule. Right? So this we are getting by L'Hospital's rule because this is 0 by 0 form. Okay. Now simplify. Again apply limit. Put z as pi by 2. So obviously first term reduces to 0. Now what is sine of pi by 2? Sine of pi by 2 is 1. Now then sine of pi by 2 is 1. So minus, again z is pi by 2, so minus pi by 2 into 1 is minus pi by 2. And cos of pi by 2 is 0. Right? So in this way what we are getting here? So we are getting it as minus 2 by pi. Okay? Is this clear? Now let us find one more pole is left. Find out residue at that pole. So on the similar line, work out, right? So here in place of pi by 2, what you are going to put? Z as minus pi by 2. So what will be residue of f of z at z equal to minus pi by 2? Yes. So it will also come out to be, if you do it in the same line, so it will come out to be, so let us see what it will be. So it is limit z tends to minus pi by 2, then z minus of a, so minus minus plus pi by 2 into f of z, so that is equal to limit z tends to minus pi by 2, okay, then z plus pi by 2, put f of z, that is sin z upon z into cos z. Again when I put z is minus pi by 2, this 0, numerator 0, denominator cos of minus pi by 2 is same as cos of pi by 2. So that is what 0 by 0 form, right? So again I am getting 0 by 0 form. So let us apply L'Hospital's rule, right? So what it will be? So apply L'Hospital's rule. So what we have? So apply differentiate numerator by using product rule as well as denominator, right? Independently. So it is limit z tends to minus pi by 2, then it is z plus pi by 2, derivative of sin z is cos z, then plus 1 into sin z as it is. Product rule is over for the numerator. Now let us have it for a denominator. So it is z into minus sin z plus cos z. Now just apply the limit, put z as minus pi by 2. So this becomes 0. What is sine of minus pi by 2? Sine of minus pi by 2 is minus sine pi by 2. We are using the formula sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. Right? So sine of minus pi by 2 is minus sine pi by 2. And sine pi by 2 is 1. So we have minus 1 in the numerator. Okay. Now denominator, cos of minus pi by 2 is same as cos pi by 2. So that is 0. So this term 0. Now here minus pi by 2 minus of this. So what it will be? It will come out to be minus pi by 2. So in this way what we get? We get 2 pi. Right? Call it as equation number 3. So like this, what we have obtained? We have obtained residues at various poles which are lying inside the given curve. Okay. Now we have obtained all the poles. So let us apply the theorem. So therefore, by Cauchy residue theorem, we have what is the statement? Integration of c f of z dz is equal to, it is 2 pi I times sum of the poles sum of residue at the pole within C. Right? Sum of the residue at the pole within C. So substitute f of z, as I told you that f of z is nothing but the functions to be integrated, right? So that is sin z upon z into cos z, right? This is equal to 2 pi I times first residue which we got at z equal to 0 is 0 according to equation 1. Then second is minus 2 by pi according to equation 2, and third is nothing but plus 2 by pi. So in this way what we get, the final answer is 0, right? So accept that the process is lengthy, but it is not difficult to apply, right? The process goes little bit lengthy, but you will enjoy the method, right? Okay, so let us have the enjoyment with the second problem, right? So I'll take the second example. So the second example is evaluate integration over C So the second example is evaluate integration over C of z minus 3 upon z square plus 2z plus 5, where C is, so here different curves are given. So the first curve is mod of z equal to 1, second is mod of z plus 1 minus I is equal to 2. So on these two different curves we will find out what is the value of this integral. Okay, so solution. So again we will consider the first curve. So C is mod of z equal to 1. Obviously its center is at 0, 0 and radius 1 unit. So I'll draw the circle directly. Now you find it easy to find out the circle and center and radius of a given curve, right? Then after this find out the poles. So poles are given by equating denominator to 0. So z square plus 2z plus 5 equal to 0. You can use any method to solve this equation, right? So we get the values for z as z equal to minus 1 plus minus 2y. Now z equal to minus 1 plus minus 2y, so z equal to minus 1 plus 2, that gives the coordinate x coordinate 1, y coordinate 2, and minus 1 minus 2y gives you the point minus 1 minus 2. Right, let us plot these points. So x is 1, y is minus 2. So it goes somewhere over here. Here also, please bear with me, right? The assumption goes wrong, right? So x coordinate is 1, y coordinate is double of this, so it falls somewhere over here. Where is here? So what you will find that these poles lies outside, right? So both the poles lies outside. See, therefore Therefore, directly by Cauchy theorem, when all the poles lies outside, we will get value of the integral as 0. Therefore, by Cauchy theorem, integration of this function is 0. Right? So here no need to apply the Cauchy integral theorem or a Cauchy residue theorem. Directly, as all the poles goes outside, the value of such integrals reduces to 0. So this is what we have not applied the Cauchy residue theorem. Let us see whether we will find the need of Cauchy residue theorem